guys. Today we'll be discussing 7 basic steps to building a perfect marketing strategies. This video is aimed to explore key steps to follow in creating a competitive, well-informed marketing strategies that will enable businesses to build their market plan. Into this tuition, we have to firstly look at what actually marketing strategies are. You see, marketing strategies refers to an organization's overall game plan for attraction of customers by communicating the benefits of your products and key differentiators. That is what marketing strategies are. You put in place mechanisms, you put in place tactics that will sell your market to your customers and other differentiators, other factors. So if you don't have a strategic marketing plan within which you can work in your marketing processes, it will be very difficult. You know, it's a big picture of the company's vision. Informing the marketing plan, you know, it is key. It is very important that marketing strategies should be part of you. What strategies are you going to enter into that market that is new? And that strategy should address the vital questions of what tactics are you going to use, what are your goals, and what are you bringing. Bigger picture, which is strategies, asks all these questions. For you to build an excellent action plan, you firstly need to ensure that you've ticked all boxes when devising the marketing strategies. You've already identified the tactics you're going to use. What are the inroads? Is it what mechanisms? What is different in your own products that you're going to introduce to the markets? You need to have all this in mind when devising your marketing strategies. 1, run a SWOT analysis. You see, you have a product. You've decided on a certain product to be part of your niche as a businessman. So what you have to do, you must have done your research as to whether this product can make an inroads into the market. So in doing that, you have to run your SWOT analysis, which is your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities and threats. So, and what are the ways you should use to improve either of them? That you have to run. It is actually a full team form running your SWOT analysis. So you have to ask yourself, what actually am I good at? What is my strength? Where does my weakness lies? What is going to be the location of my business? How can it be handled? How am I going to maintain my customers? Which is the customer retention. How is that going to be? What factors are you going to consider that will deter, that will control the potential of putting your business at risk? So all these questions comes into your mind during your SWOT analysis. 2, you figure out the value proposition. You see, a great marketing strategy is derived from a company's value proposition. There's no doubt about that. That proposition encapsulates its main strength that is already been identified in your SWOT analysis, and differentiators, your differentiators. What makes the difference? What makes the difference between you and your competitors as opposed to being created from scratch? You know, you have to consider that under your value proposition. What value do you entail? What makes you different in the market? What kind of products you're going to introduce? What are your cash levels? All these you need to have it at the back of your mind, and it should be part of your SWOT analysis. Because if you have cash in the establishment of your business, it's a number that goes with your strength. Because there's a saying that money is strength. You need to figure out the value proposition. And see, in that, determining your value proposition is probably the step you should invest more time and give a wide range of scope that you should do after asking several questions as to what is going to be your tactics, what product are you going to sell, what is going to be your profit margin, is it going to be a short term, long term. After looking at all these stuff, your value proposition gives you the mindset to move on. The best value propositions are clear to the point. And the focus is solving customers' problem. Number 3, determine marketing strategy objective. Organization define and communicate their goal. You see, in our previous tuition, it was that you have to be clear in whatever you're doing. If you set up an objective, that one has to be communicated clearly. Using their objectives, define and communicate their goals using their objectives. That's why determining your marketing strategy objective is key. Very important. Because this one aids marketers to align expectations and plans, coordinate efforts, and hold teams accountable for achieving results. You have an objective. That objective is part of your vision. That this is the direction we're going to go. It should be recouped in a period of 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So it's been determined. Your strategies has been determined. Your marketing strategy objective has been determined. And it must have a clear goal using that objective that you've determined. Must be smart. Because when you consider you've determined your objectives, all right, you've communicated that objective clearly. So what that objective should entail when putting together your objective, your key objectives, you should ensure that those objectives meet the following criteria, which is the SMART analysis. Then number 4, you understand your customers. Because all what you're doing is aimed at making profit. And who is going to bring this profit? It's your customers. So what you do is to have a study on your customers. Which mechanism, which strategies, which tactics you're going to put into that of your strategies that will bring more customers with the hope of retaining them. So even when your product is not in the market, they will wait. That happens is by understanding your customers. You have to understand them. In order to embed your customers' need and seek to solve their problems through your marketing strategy, you firstly need to truly understand them, like I said. Because once you understand your customers, you know what they want, and you can produce what they want. And there is that demand. Number 5, you define your buyers. You see, buyers are fictionals. They can change at any time. You generalize your idea to your customers. You let them know that this is what you make, this is your product, these are the qualities it got. And that goes with your promotion. You promote your market, advertisements, and all that stuff. So that helps marketers better understand and get closer to customers as real human. Because you've already got what they want. So even when your marketers are going to sell your product, they have that confidence that their product they are going to sell has been marketed to their customers or to your customers as the best. Number 5, you analyze your market and competitors. Competition is mostly the most hated stuff in the marketing world. But you can't avoid it. It do exist. And it is because that competition is there. That's why you're trying to have your value addition. You're trying to add value to your products. A value that your competitors lack. So what you do, you ask questions around. You don't ask them, but you ask questions as to what is the difference between your products and the products of your competitors. What you need to improve on your products that will enable your customers' retention. You need to have an expert knowledge into what is happening in your markets and how your competitors are doing. Because if you don't know how they are doing and how you are doing, how are you going to analyze it? So analyzing your market and that of your competitors requires a research on your competitors and yourself. Once you gain information, you know information is power. Your intelligence platform, the brand watch, to answer all questions should be most powerful and intelligent. Once you've won the market and your strategy will work into that market. You know, a number of businesses has failed as a result of putting in place the wrong marketing strategies. And people believe marketing and returns are just one-off. You start your marketing today, you start your product today, and by tomorrow you have your profits. No. That's why in investment you have your short-term and long-term plan. So if you understand that principle, you understand those principles of studying your market, your competitors, their product and your product, your analysis will end up with a very good strategies, marketing strategies. So once you've done all these things, you've done your SWOT analysis, you've done your market proposition, you've defined your customers, you know what your customers are, you've analyzed your markets and your competitors, then what you can do is you establish your marketing method. Depending on your target audience, you will need to pick the best marketing method to explain which method are you going to use to market your products. You've got your customer base based on your analysis. And then now you're going into the market. But what you need to do is to establish your marketing method